What's up, everybody? It is Mick Manhattan here, and this is the Scene Snob Reviews. Six Underground, the new Netflix Michael Bay epic movie. Their second most expensive production that they've put out. The Irishman being number one with 175 million. This was 150 million dollars to produce, and it of course follows. The movie is about a rich billionaire played by Ryan Reynolds, and it follows him and his journey to gather 5 other people to make an elite team to take out the most evil of the evil, like dictators and things like that, that governments won't bring down. And so they act independently of any type of government agency or anything. He completely funds the whole thing. And going into it, I had heard of that in the trailers, and I've been hearing more and more about the movie. Ryan Reynolds has been basically all over this past week, especially talking about it. And, I wanted to check it out. I don't think I've seen a Michael Bay movie in a long time. Has he really been doing anything? I'm not sure. I should check that out. But I don't mind Michael Bay movies. I know what they are going in, so I'm not expecting too much from them. And that's what was happening here. It's ultra violent. It's way more violent than most of his movies, and that's saying a lot. Of course, you're packed with your explosions. You're packed with your fighting. And it kind of takes you all over the place. Now, I think it was mostly set in Abu Dhabi, I believe, from what I was reading. And not just set, but it was mostly filmed there, because I know they filmed the Las Vegas scenes there too. But in the movie, it kind of jumps all around the world. Very interesting in how they do it. And there were a lot of aspects I liked about the movie. One being, of course, Ryan Reynolds. Any movie, even if I don't like it, like I didn't like Green Lantern, but Ryan Reynolds was great in it, because he was Ryan Reynolds. That's what you get. This movie, he plays a haunted, charming character really well. And he did in this. And now, the backstory didn't really make too much sense to me. Like, they kind of touched down on, like, atrocities that he saw that were happening in the country of the dictator they're trying to stop. Turkestan, I think it was called. And he gets his team together, and they kind of touch down on everybody's backstory and how he met them. And basically, how it plays out is he gets them at points where they're almost going to die. Or it looks like they've died, and then he takes them and, kind of reinvents them. He's like, all right, you're dead. Now the world thinks you're dead. Now it's time to go from there. So then they go on, and it's non-linear, so it's all interwoven, the story. Jumps around a lot. I didn't love that. And that's kind of took me out of it sometimes. I didn't mind so much the backstories, but it jumped to other things too, and it was just like, all right, kind of tell me the story. So I think my biggest problems with it were, this is Michael Bay's version of the A-Team, and he almost said, let's go bigger with it. Now, I love the A-Team TV show, and I thought it was the appropriate amount of action for what it was. And when they made the movie, nostalgia helped me to like it more, and I've watched it, but it is a guilty pleasure. It isn't a great movie, and that's because I think they went too big with it. They're like, let's just be crazy with it. And now I think so Michael Bay saw that and was like, oh, well, I'm going to make one, and it's going to be about 6 guys and girls, and we're going to get even crazier with it. And he did. And like I said, it's ultra violent. Definitely not for kids. I would not show it to them at all. Again, Ryan Reynolds was a lot of fun. The whole cast was all right. So basically it's Ryan Reynolds, the billionaire. His character's name is One. They all go by their numbers. Then you have Melanie Laurent. She was an ex-CIA spook. And her name is 2. Manuel Garcia Ruffalo is 3. He's a hitman. Ben Hardy is 4, and he is they call him the Skywalker in it, but he's like a free runner. Adria Arjona is 5. She's a doctor. Then we had Dave Franco. He was the driver, and his name was 6. And then we have Corey Hawkins, who plays 7. And He was a military sniper, like one of the best in the world. They play it really well, and you will understand why there's 7, and it's called 6 Underground once you watch it. But if you're really looking for a new action movie and you get Michael Bay, I would say go for this movie. Otherwise, you're not missing anything if you don't. It's, yeah, I could see where they want to start a franchise with this, and maybe they will. I didn't mind it. Like, there's a lot of movies, like, especially when it comes to streaming, I'll turn off if I don't enjoy it. But this wasn't one of them. I had to turn it off about halfway through because I was going to a Christmas party. And I came back to it. I was like, let me finish it out. Let me see where it goes. And there were a lot of things I didn't love. But there were a lot of things I forgave because I know it's a Michael Bay movie. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. The end sequence, the whole fight on the boat scene, I will say went on way too long. The magnets thing was really cool. Again, I'm trying to speak a little vaguely, so I'm not giving too much away, but there really isn't any too many big surprises. So, you know, their whole plot is just to take down this evil dictator and replace him with his benevolent brother. And, you know, not replace him officially, but like the brother can take over if they take this dictator down. And, you know, it is what it is, pretty straightforward. And they do their jobs and, you know, set it up for sequels. So, you know, there are some things, you know, some people die in the process of getting it done. So don't feel too safe watching it, but definitely check it out. The opening sequence with the car chase through Florence was really cool. I mean, the movie looks beautiful. Michael Bay knows how to make a movie look gorgeous. And he has that heated look that almost Tony Scott had that I enjoy. And, you know, he has that in all his movies, but especially in this one. Again, Ryan Reynolds is charming and fun to watch. Everybody else is good. They're just not on the same level as like what Ryan Reynolds delivers to the movie in his character, except for Corey Hawkins. He does. He's right there. He kind of matches well with Ryan Reynolds, and I don't want to say he's the antithesis because they work well together, but in the movie acting and in the movie as characters. But they do bring, you know, it's the straight man versus the silly man, and they kind of trade off and do it well. So I would say acting wise, where some things kind of falter, those two kept it going. Overall, like I said, if you're looking for an action movie, you don't mind the ultra violence in it, check it out. I think it was pretty good. I would give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. For that's me personally, but still, like I said, if you're home on it's not something you need to pass up. But I would also say go watch The Irishman again. But that's just me. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I wouldn't mind seeing where they go with this, though, if they do take it into a franchise. Because I think it could get better now that we don't need all these flashbacks, if that makes sense. Once you see it, it probably will. But overall, yeah, 2.5 out of... Yeah, I'll give it 3. I'll actually give it 3. But 3 out of 5 stars. So I've talked myself into it. That's where we're going. But anyway, that is my take on the movie. I want to hear what you guys think too. So please comment, message me. Let's talk about it. Maybe I'm missing something and you guys can give me your opinion and I'll change my mind. Who knows? But I do look forward to hearing it. Make sure that you are subscribed here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, and you also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Scene Snob, and on The Scene Snob's page on Facebook. Give us a like. All right, look forward to it. We have lots of podcasts coming out. We're going to keep going through the year. This year is on the Scene Snobs podcast. We're doing our year-end review. So this next week. So check it out and let me know. And we have plenty of other goodies out there too. Thanks. Have a good one.